Team Haney continues to take shots at Ryan Garcia and challenge him being a clean fighter. In this video, I'm going to break down who said what, who did what, so pay attention. Bill Haney, the father and trainer of Devin Haney, he posted this to a social media story. It says, LA Fitness, steroid warning. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says, use of steroids to increase strength or growth can cause serious health problems. Steroids can keep teenagers from growing to their full height. Men and women using steroids may develop fertility problems, yada, yada, yada. So it's basically a disclaimer and warning the people of the gym, if they're considering steroids, the adverse effects of doing such steroids. So obviously he's likening this to the Osterine test from Ryan Garcia. He says, at Ryan Garcia, some of us rely on skill, others rely on shortcuts. We'll keep it clean while you clean up your mess. Put a syringe. Hashtag no shortcuts. Hashtag clean wins. Hashtag Haney strong. Listen, what are my thoughts? I think the saying goes, some things are better left unsaid. To me, this is one of them. Really, what's the point? What is the point of doing that? I mean, Ryan is suspended. Ryan is paying fines and whatever else the commission told him to do in terms of random testing or whatever, whatever the ruling was. So he's already on the sidelines. And then you're posting this. I really don't see what it does for Haney. Does it change what people watch in the fight and the perception of where Devin Haney's at in his career? Absolutely not. So to me, it comes across as just lame, unnecessary, and it comes across as like desperate. I feel like the Haneys are looking more and more desperate to change the perception of Ryan Garcia and somehow boost up and uplift the brand of Devin Haney. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. If we'll use women as an example, because there's a couple things I know about in this world, women being one of them. What I know about women, by and large, is this. If there's a girl at your job and you want to take her out and she doesn't seem interested, what I know about women is if you're pesky and you push, a lot of guys do the same things, right? So they'll push, give without receiving, which makes you look lame in the process because you're doing all the work, right? She's sitting back and you're fawning over her and you are out here trying so hard to make her laugh, keep inviting her out, she's shutting you down. You're trying to impress her. So women, I truly believe, like at its core, biologically, I think women can be programmed to look for a partner. Like you see this even in the animal kingdom. A lioness wants the strongest lion, basically the king of the jungle. So when you push and push and you're not getting any, like if you push and then the girl's feeling it and then she accepts you on the date, that's one thing. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you try to like almost force the girl to like you. It just typically doesn't work. So the more you insist, we'll say, the worse it gets and you just look more and more desperate. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. It's just an analogy for the Devin Haney situation. They are trying so hard to stain Ryan Garcia's imagery worse than it already is or whatever the case is. So it just doesn't look, it looks like you're obsessed with him almost, right? Because you're tagging him, you're at LA Fitness or whatever gym, you see this warning sign about steroids, and then you think it's a funny joke, I guess, and maybe the Haneyacks will laugh at it, but the rest of the world is looking at it like, okay, what does that do? it doesn't change that left hook was landing at will, right? It was landing at will. It doesn't change that Devin Haney had to pick himself off of the canvas. It doesn't change that, yes, the fight got overturned, but people are looking at it like that was a bad performance from Devin. And I've said it before, you have to let the public convict, meaning you have to let the court of public opinion and the people decide a punishment for Ryan Garcia. The more you try to force this and try to change people's mind and persuade people with posts like this, the more I think it pushes you farther. I did a video about it. Blair the Flair Cobbs went off in a brand new interview with Fight Hype. I did a video. I'll try to put a card at the end of this video. He went off on the Haneys and says, "You look bad. You look like a Mitch." He says, "You're acting like a 304." And he's not the first guy that's a boxer or a former fighter in the game saying the same message, that Devin looks bad. This looks bad for boxing. This looks soft. And it's like the Haneys have zero self-awareness. And I think it's because they have content creators that are Haneyacks and closely align and support all their goals. So they're used to almost like yes men, and they're used to people who like celebrate everything they were doing before the Ryan Garcia fight. But now, you know, this is where it's really shown. Where are the Haneyacks now that were agreeing with everything Devin and Bill Haney were doing? You're not seeing them as much because it's hard to go against the maddening crowd, and that's what's happening. We've seen the performance. It is what it is. Devin has to bounce back from that. Nothing you do, no joke, no parody, no social media post is going to change that. Devin has to get back in the ring and start getting his rep up, getting his brand up, period. So to me, it just comes across as desperate. All these like little taunts, and I get it. Ryan Garcia, he's taunting the Haneys at points, but at least be creative. That's, I guess, maybe that's why I feel this way. Is I feel like for Ryan to initiate and, you know, taunt, it makes more sense because from what we've seen in the fight, it looks like he very well had his way with Devin Haney. No diddy. You know what I mean? Versus Devin Haney, for them to be like, "Oh, Ryan, you're a cheater. Oh, Ryan, don't take drugs, kids, and dare to stay off drugs, and this is what steroids do." I don't know. I don't think, you guys let me know in the comment section, but for me, the outside looking in, it doesn't appear to me that this will probably or likely get the reaction that they're hoping for. If anything, I think people are just annoyed with the whole fight. It was a waste of time. You had one guy lose bad and he doesn't seem to be over it. The other guy popped dirty, you know, so it was really a black eye. Fast forward to the future, we've seen some pretty good fights since that point, right? You have Gervonta Davis, Frank Martin, crazy knockout. He's coming back in Houston, Texas. You got Better B of Beeville. And it's like they want to languish and stay on this Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney fight. People are kind of over it. So taking these little jabs at Ryan Garcia, I don't really see what it does, and I don't think it improves Devin's standings amongst the fans. Let me know what you guys think. Ego thoughts.